All right, y'all. Today I want to ask the question: is MangaPlus a scam? Is it a scam? And I mean this MangaPlus creators. Now we're gonna take a look at Didi Mark and a bunch of other artists, right? And we're going to prove that this 9 million number, this is not true. This is not true. Now, I have spoken about it last time that how can you have 9 million views but an overall of 1,000 favorites and only 400 comments? If you go to YouTube and watch anything that has 100,000 views, the amount of comments are much higher than the few hundreds. They're in the thousands, right? But here it's strange how it's just in the hundreds. So if we go to his latest manga, latest chapter, it got 348,000 views and it got 19 comments. Okay, that makes no sense. And so when we go to MangaPlus, the official stuff, notice how not a single published Japanese author here has ever gotten 1 million views at all. And we can see the numbers right here. One Piece, the king of manga, at the very top, right? It only has 865,000 views consistently. Consistently. These are top manga being sold across the world, millions of copies being sold, and their consistent viewership is in the hundreds of thousands. They come out weekly or monthly or bi-weekly, but ultimately there's a schedule and there's consistency. Jujutsu Kaisen, 500,000 views consistently, right? My Hero, 400,000. Spy Family, 200,000. Dragon Ball Super, 200,000. Black Clover, dun da dun. Guys, why is nobody thinking about this? How is it possible that something as big as One Piece is stuck at 800,000 views, but somehow a normal person like Ruthless Render is at 9 million? It doesn't make much sense. So I'm actually puzzled here, but I have a feeling that again, it's obvious that they do inflate the numbers for MangaPlus. The question is why? Why would they do something like that? Is it truly just to trap people in this dopamine box in which they dish out content and drive traffic to their website? I don't really know if they are driving traffic, really. If we're being honest, I don't really know. Surely there's no way that MangaPlus is so evil in order to give people false hope for people like Didi Mark to go all out for the chance to be published officially in Jump. Because thus far, people are spreading the rumor that he got published by Jump. Well, that's not true. According to Didi Mark on what he's posted on his Instagram, he said he's working with a big publisher. And we don't know what that big publisher is, right? So we're going to see whenever it's going to drop. But if he actually did get published by Jump, I think there would have been an announcement. You see, there would have been an announcement here. And on top of that, he's still working on Ruthless Render, this manga. He's working on the storyboards right now for chapter 10, and it's going to be 47 pages. And he was saying how worried he is that he's going to burn out again. And so the question is, how is it that you are working so hard on Ruthless Render that has made no return of investment at all, aside from this fake number, right? How is it that you're working so hard on it? Because if I got a book deal with a big publisher, I'd spend more time working on that project more than something like this that has not given me any form of solid returns. We know it didn't give him solid returns because 9 million views and the Instagram follower number is still at 53,000. The Twitter the Twitter number is at 14,000. So what the heck is going on here? It's not adding up. It's not making any sense, but people are working hard, pushing themselves for an opportunity to be published. And then they get absurd numbers like 9 million, but One Piece is at 800,000 at a consistent release date. It doesn't make any sense. If we come here, not here, like if we examine just like one of these mangas, like this one. This manga is called Cat versus the World. It's number 2 right now. It's a one-shot. But the cover looks, well, weird, but okay, I guess. And then I was like, okay, let me open it. And then this is what you get when you open it. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? How did this thing get 100,000 views? How? How did it get 100,000 views when a manga like Diamond in the Rough, there's this manga called Diamond in the Rough here, that gets like 20,000, 29,000 views consistently. Some of the manga here, like it doesn't make any sense. If we look at this one, how many views does this get? It gets 89,000 views. Okay. But ultimately, it's still less than this random Cat versus the World. Now remember, this is not hate. I'm not hating, but this is a form of gaslighting that they're doing onto us because it doesn't make any sense. We're being gaslit here. There are many people who can draw better than this. And I know it's not just about the art all the time, but ultimately this is MangaPlus. This isn't a manga. This isn't a manga. So how is something that's not a manga, but some cartoon thing able to get so many views? How? How does that work? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Then there was this manga, which looks cool, right? It's all in color, but so far we don't know what it's about. How many views did it get? It got quite a few. But so far it's only 9 pages. And then it just ends right here. And it's like, what the heck is going on? Right? I'm so sick and tired of being deceived. And I'm sure all of you are sick and tired of being deceived. But I know some of you will say, hey, there has been web manga successes like the guy who created One Punch Man, He got successful. Yeah, but that's not the standard. Just because somebody got lucky doesn't mean you're going to be lucky. The majority of every successful manga creator went through a publisher. That's just how it is. Somebody told me about this manga called Ranking of Kings and how it became an anime. I did see the anime, really. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't know it was a manga like this. And this thing was published in 2017. Now, and was a web manga published by Echo's Enterbrain. Now, in fact, let's click on this and see here. Enterbrain, formerly Enterbrain Inc., is a Japanese publisher and division of, oh, there we go, Kadokawa Future Publishing, founded on 30 January 1987. Well, there you have it. It was not your simple web manga at all. It was published under this organization that has been alive since 1987, and we all know what Kadokawa is. They have their own anime studio as well. So it makes perfect sense that it would be so easy for Ranking of Kings to get an anime. You see, it's not really that simple. There are things that you guys might not have considered, and you just want to be like, hey, it can happen to me too. You know what that sort of thinking is like? That's the feminized thinking, bro. That's that Disney Channel thinking. That's that princess thinking. You have princess syndrome. You're entitled to glorious things happening to you because somebody else got lucky. There are no guarantees that you'll be lucky. And then when you do the research, you see that technically Ranking of Kings was published under this. under this organization, right? It says magazines published by Interbrain are generally focused on video games and computer entertainment, as well as video game and strategy guides. In addition, the company publishes small selection of anime art books, blah 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 blah. But ultimately, that's where it was published under. The website that owned the the website was owned by these guys, clearly, right? And let's say it wasn't. Let's say it wasn't owned by that website at all. Owned by that organization at all. How then do they get lucky? Well, according to the story of how Radiant, creator, the Radiant from Tony Valente, the French artist, how did he get an anime? Well, according to the story there, a producer from that studio was walking around the manga store and was looking for something new to animate. And he saw Radiant, something he didn't see before, and he just picked it up and he liked it. So that was pure luck. And on top of that, Radiant had the backing of Hiro Mashima and Yusuke Murata, the illustrator of One Punch Man. So when you have two legendary artists backing you and you see their stamp of approval on Tony's book, and then a producer walks in, of course, he's going to want to know what's up with this, right? But ultimately, that's how it works. It's sheer luck. Because when we do look at the art of this thing, well, the art style is very goofy. It's got that Tezuka Osamu sort of art style, which is, I like it kind of, it's very nostalgic in a way. I won't say there's anything wrong with it because this is a style choice. It's the Tezuka style. So whatever, but ultimately the guy got lucky. And here we are judging ourselves in a way that is not really, that's not really correct, in which you judging yourself really harshly over something that isn't accurate. Because again, One Piece, 800,000 views, Chainsaw Man, 700,000 views, but somehow DD Mark has 9 million views? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So what the heck is going on here? Is it possible that they really are just wasting our time here? Is it really possible? It's a very scary thought, to be honest, because again, DD Mark won the contest last year, and still no announcement as to is he published by Jump or what? Nothing. And the secret project that he's working on with a major publisher, clearly, if he's focusing more on Ruthless Render, it means he might not be the author, right? He might not be the author of that project he's working on with the other publisher. He just might be the artist alone. And so if you're just the artist of somebody else's work, you're not going to have much fulfillment. That's just how it is. You're just not going to be fulfilled as much. And so this is why the guy is going hardcore on Ruthless Render. He might not be able to share what he's working on, sure, but I keep it low key because at the end of the day, it's bro, you're still dishing out so much effort in something that has made no returns. I want all of us to understand that you can't just consistently dish content out and believe magically something is going to happen. This 9 million view thing has proven that it's not real. It's not real. Here's what's real. This is what's real. And we see the numbers in the real world. We see the animes. We see the books in the stores. We see the merchandise. We see all these things. We see the live actions. We see the movies. But these are the official numbers. So what the heck is going on here? Look at Biome. 345,000 views. How? Who are the people who are on MangaPlus, the consumers of MangaPlus creators' content? Who are they? because the consumers of DD Mark's content is only 53,000. You see, how does 53,000 translate to 9 million? Because if you combine 53,000 plus 14,000 from his Twitter and 49,000 to his YouTube, that does not equal 9 million at all. If we click on we don't even have to click. If we can look at the number of likes, which again mean nothing. They mean nothing. Number of likes consistently, right? Depending on what he draws, okay? Seems like for his own content, he can get in the thousands of likes. But this is a poor measuring stick because likes don't mean anything. Can't you see that this social media trash is not really helping us understand which position we're really in? It's that dungeon, bro. It's that dungeon. Seriously. It's seriously that dungeon vibes, and I'm tired of it. That's why I went to Image. Still, they said I have to wait a month. That's what they said on their website. Like, you have to wait a month. If nothing happens, it means they didn't take you in. But I'm still gonna keep trying until they say something. But ultimately, I'm tired going through the websites, the internet. I'd say if you want to put your work out there on the website, you do it with the intention of just building an audience, I suppose. But ultimately, what you do is that you make your audience get used to free content. 9 million dudes on Ruthless Render, and obviously, if we were to look at his Patreon, it doesn't touch home. It doesn't touch home because his Patreon is over here. When people are done reading, right, Ruthless Render, they can see his Patreon over there. But out of the 9 million, how is it that you go to the Patreon and this is the number, 148 members? You mean to tell me there are millions of zombies who expect freebies? That's the problem with just throwing things out for free on the internet. You can't actually build anything. You think you're building something, you're building an audience. Yeah, but it's an audience of just consumers who will not buy anything, right? It's not gonna buy anything at all. So again, it means in the real world, you're stuck, you're not moving forward whatsoever. And here it is. Here's the Patreon. This Patreon thing has been here since chapter 1. And how many people joined the Patreon? 148. Is that fair? No. Am I making fun of him? No, because he too is making a mistake here. We're all in this together. And I'm the only one, so it seems, who's saying, guys, we need to reassess this. This doesn't make any sense. You can't work this hard for absolutely nothing. You just can't. You just can't, man. And I myself, I've realized a big contribution to my burnout has been releasing content for free. 10 chapters in of bloody hell. And I remember each time I got finished like posting it, that it's complete, I burnt out. Because that was a lot of emotional investment and the returns were few, if none, right? And words of encouragement aren't good enough for anyone anymore. They're not. And that's just the truth. That's why people burn out. How can you invest? How can you work and then you get paid with words? This is work. This is a profession. This is not a hobby. If you're doing this for a hobby, that's fine. Go get your compliments. But if this is your craft, this is what you were born to do, this is your work, how do you give out your work for free? How? It means you're throwing away your dignity, bro. You're throwing away your self-value. And I know it's going to be hard to make people want to pay for your stuff, but that's why you have to go through the traditional means, go through the traditional publishers, go through Image, or go through Dark Horse, or whatever's available. Because the internet, it's not sustainable, and it's not rooted in reality at all. Because again, look at the numbers here. The official Jump, website, basically, look at your One Piece, look at your Chainsaw Man, your Boruto over there, and then we look over here, the numbers just don't add up. These are nobodies. Like this no-name manga, yeah, the art looks great, but no one knows these people. How are they accumulating such a gigantic traffic? Because if you go to their social media, they don't even have half of people that they can make go read their manga on this website. They don't even have half. So it's a really, really serious problem here, because once again, the gaslighting, when you see garbage like this and you're like, come on, man, how can this thing get 100,000 views? And that's all it got. It's not $100,000, it's 100,000 views. And then we all compete for attention. We all compete for people's click while we're still in a dungeon. And then you get sad that you didn't get as much attention as some loser or weirdo who created something that's not even the product they saying it is. Imagine somebody saying, I made a cheeseburger, but they give you a bowl of curry and say that's a cheeseburger. This is exactly that analogy. This guy says this is manga. This is not manga. I don't know what this is. This guy says this is a cheeseburger. No, this is a bowl of curry. Heck no. I'm tired of the gaslighting, and you should be too. But this is what happens when you're just too desperate to get published or to get noticed, where you just invest and do everything all at once in hope, right? That something is going to happen. But that hope is false hope. It's hope rooted in deception. And you got to snap out of it. You can mention your ranking of kings, but now we know that it was published by Echo's Interbrain, right? Now we know that just like the studio that published or that created the Radiant manga, the guy picked it up because Hiro Mashima and Yusuke Murata put their stamp on approval on it, and he just so happened to be walking into the manga store that day, and it was freshly published in that store. That's pure luck. Luck is preparedness meets opportunity. In other words, it's all about timing, something you don't really have control over. The only thing you do have control over is how much effort you have put into your product, that it is well packaged, it's professional, it's good, and now you just wait for the opportunity to come. But whoever thinks opportunities are going to magically come by just dishing out endlessly, you're just going to tire yourself out. That's all you're going to do. So, is MangaPlus creators a scam? Honestly, man, I want to say no, but it looks like it is. It seriously looks like it is. I'm sorry. I don't want to believe it, but that's what it is. They lying, bro. They lying. So how can I say it's not a scam when they lying? One Piece, 800,000. It's One Piece. Chainsaw Man, 700,000. It's Chainsaw Man. And then these guys who nobody knows are in the millions or hundreds of thousands above manga that have been in the industry for a decade, like My Hero, 400,000, and this thing, No Name, 500,000. Come on. Come on. So I know it's hard, and it's like, this is insanity, man. This This is not fair. It's not fair. And it's flipping scary. It's scary, but it's clear, it's obvious. They are lying. They are lying. They're inflating those numbers in order to keep us working, making us believe we're moving forward, but we're not. We're not moving forward at all. You just have bots and AI, whatever, comments over there saying stuff. If you even look at the comments of any popular manga, like let's look at the Jujutsu Kaisen recent chapter here, and we see the comments. Look at the comments. This is 300 comments on something that is a bestseller right now, according to the New York Times, that Jujutsu Kaisen is selling a lot right now, right? 300 comments from something that gets, well, hundreds of thousands of views every month. Consistently. 300 comments, but these guys, they are under the hundreds, which shows that it's not true. So what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? Now that you know that this is a lie. This is a psyop. This is straight up a psyop, people. It's clear that what you have to do, you're going to have to go through the traditional route. If you really want to succeed in this, you're going to have to go through the traditional route. There is no other way, because you will die here. You will dish out content until your deathbed and not have moved an inch in reality. I'm sorry, but the world is evil. These guys are keeping a lot of people in a dungeon believing that they're moving forward. They're not going anywhere. And while they sit there and laugh, you get stressed and say, what the heck is going on? Yeah, man. That's reality for you. Until next time.